I woke up this morning with a hard-won party as fuck. I'm looking for some fun. My nuts turning blue from the plum, ready to explode. I'm ready to fuck because I haven't sex mode. So I look at my girl, see if she is already awake, because I'm ready to eat her like some cake. But I really want her to give me some slop, so I woke her up so she can give me top. Baby, I need you to wake up and give me that hot to I need you to spit on that thing. Baby, I woke up horny this morning, craving for some hot to Don't forget to spit on that thing. Baby, I need you to open your mouth up and give me that hot to I need you to spit on that thing. Hot baby, here's a throat goat, that's why I haven't left her yet. She said she loves to feel the cum down her neck. Down her neck. The way she spits on this way makes a man go insane. Loogie, my oogie boogie up, baby, that hot to you give drives me crazy. When you give me hot to you make my toast, girl. I swear this hot to makes me want to marry this girl. I'll hook her up so she can give me top. Baby, I need you to wake up and give me that hot to I need to spit on that thing. Baby, I woke up horny this morning, craving for some hot to Don't forget to spit on that thing. Baby, I need you to open your mouth up and give me that hot to
What's up, everyone? Happy Halloween Eve. Happy early Halloween to everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I'm sure a lot of you are probably going to parties and having your Halloween parties. Halloween's on a Friday this year. Should be fun, but I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the show tonight, despite it being the eve of one of the best holidays of the year. Good shit. Unfortunately, I have to work all day for Halloween. I won't really be able to celebrate it, but hopefully all of you are going to be able to celebrate it. And we're going to kick it all off tonight with Shill Watch-Alongs, episode 87. What's up, everyone in the chat? I'm staying home and watching horror movies. Red Jaguar says, I've watched a couple already. I've been doing some work on the channel, working on a video and all kinds of other shit. Josh is dressing up in a Ray costume. I wouldn't be surprised. If that were indeed the case. Morgan, glad you could make it. We're going to be talking about Joshy a little bit later. Joshy got dissed by Jeremy over at Geeks and Gamers, which was hilarious. I'll have that for you guys tonight. That was pretty funny. Soy Boy Coy, Soy Gendarou, you saw in the thumbnail, apparently got a hair transplant. You fucking hate keepers, man. The hate keepers in the chat bullied him into getting a hair transplant. You motherfucking hate keepers in the chat. I am very disappointed in all of you for trolling Soy Boy Coy, making fun of his hairline. And now he went and got himself a hair transplant. People tell me I need a hair transplant, and that's why I wear the hats all the time. But I make lemonade. I make lemonade out of lemons, man. I can make what I got work. You know, I'm just happy that I got it on the top. Maybe I should start a Mr. Grizzy hair trip. Maybe start accepting, like, you know, setting aside the super chat goals, making a super chat goal for a Mr. Grizzy hair transplant. Chat, what do you think of that? Then I could pull a Josh Den of Shills and not get it and keep all the money and like buy a Range Rover or a new car or something. I doubt it would cost $90,000, but I would never do that. I would never, ever do that to all of you. We're not Den of Shills over here. Anyway, glad you all could make it. We have some people filtering their way in. You guys are already a bunch of gifted memberships coming in. Thank you all so much. We're going to get to those here very soon. What did you guys think of James Gunn Shills Defend Superman? James Gunn Superman. We dropped that 2 days ago, and I got to tell you guys, the James Gunn Shills, they get big mad when you rip on James Gunn. They got big. If you guys want some entertainment, go through the comment section. That's all I'm going to say. And on Sunday's member stream, we're going to read the angry triggered comments from that video. So if you guys want to get featured on the member stream, go into the comments, respond to some of the triggered comments, the angry comments from the James Gunn supporters in the comment section of that video. And maybe you'll get featured on the members only stream on Sunday, because we're going to go over the angry comments in that video. And there's quite a few of them, and it's absolutely hilarious. Yes, I did see that. Have you guys been paying attention? Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy versus, and some others, versus Angry Joe. Angry Joe had a meltdown. I might have to put Angry Joe on the list of shills, chat. What do you think? Should I put? He's not on the list of shills currently, but after his insane display this week, just going after people, massive TDS, and we might have to put him on the list of shills. We might have to start featuring him on some of the streams and everything, because that was I always thought of him as like a bit of a, I don't watch him, but like I've always thought of him as kind of like a down the middle guy. Now he was supporting She-Hulk back when that came out, and he was defending it against the chuds that didn't give the show a chance, unfortunately, right? But then the final episode of She-Hulk, he just couldn't take it anymore, and then he finally criticized it. So we'll have to see. I'll be keeping an eye out. Angry Joe said that Tron Ares is better than Legacy. Just putting that out there. Well, he actually, didn't he give the late Terminator Dark Fate a 9 out of 10? Chat, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But didn't he give Terminator Dark Fate, the feminist one, the strong whammon one? Didn't he give that like a 9 out of 10 in his review? I'm fairly certain he did. I'm sure somebody in the chat knows. No, he hated Dark Fate. What did he give? I could have sworn he gave it a 9 out of 10. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. I have people saying no and people saying yet. He hated that one? Oh, okay. I was wrong. What ones? He gave something. Maybe that was somebody else. I'm not sure. I am not sure. Anyway, let's get to the, thank you for correcting that in the chat. I could have sworn that he did, though. But either way, quite the interesting dilemma, quite the interesting shit going on X this week. Funny shit there. And so let's kick things off. You guys are already killing it with the super chats and the gifted memberships. Let's start off by getting to those now. We have Glitchman for the poetry reading, and I don't have your clip ready, but as soon as I find it here.
Slam poetry, yelling, angry, waving my hands a lot.
Here we go. Glitchman. Soy Boy Coy gets a new wig for his head. Too much shilling left many a hair shed. Did he pay for donors en masse, or did they scrape all the hair to the right from his ass? Should have gone with the needle and the thread. Yes, we're going to get to the Soy Coy hair transplant a little bit later. We're going to kick off with a video that John Campea uploaded today. Apparently, he's angry at the toxic movie fandom. Very short video. I'm going into that blind, actually. And then we're going to get to some of the Disney Star Wars shills who are still whining, complaining, and coping over the news of last week. Thank you, Glitchman. Good luck on let me know how the job search is going, man. Hopefully you get back on your feet soon and get yourself another job soon, man. Best of luck on the hunt. We had Azrael Gamer before the stream with a $10 yellow super chat. Thank you, Azrael Gamer, for the yellow.
Ooh, it's yellow.
Azrael Gamer for $10. Good evening. Hope everyone is doing amazing. Thank you, Azrael Gamer, for that.
Oh my god, dude. God, dude.
I'm doing pretty damn good, you know. It feels like a while since I've been on here live with you guys. I took Sunday off, the member stream Sunday off to begin working on Superman Shills, which ended up being the longest video on the channel I've ever done on this channel, surprisingly, but I think it was a pretty good one. But, you know, I feel refreshed. I feel ready to come back live, and got a great member stream planned for this Sunday. And we're definitely going to be doing some Monday night toxicities as well over on Mr. Grizzy 2.0 as well. I got a fun episode planned for you guys for that show as well. So yes, I am doing amazing. Happy Halloween Eve, everyone. Happy early Halloween. Happy Halloween to you, Azrael Gamer. And thanks for the $10, man. Appreciate it.
Yellow?
And then following him up, SWA gifted 10 Mr. Grizzy memberships. Now that shade of green is absolutely unmistakable.
The green. The green.
That shade of green is unmistakable.
Let's go!
God damn, I was almost that excited to come on here live for you tonight, but not quite that excited as our boy Draven here gets. So thank you, SWA, big supporter of myself and the rest of the Gatekeepers Alliance. Thank you, SWA, for that. And we had Mr. Narrow Dark, Happy Halloween, Chuds, and he followed that up with another 10 Mr. Grizzy memberships.
Let's go, lesbians.
Oh,
It's green.
Hit the wrong clip.
Ooh, green for peace, baby.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Thank you, Mr. Narrow Dark, for the 10 gifted Mr. Grizzy memberships. Glad you could make it. Mr. Narrow Dark has a channel as well. Rips on the shills. Ripping on Mr. J.A.I. Acob a lot. Ripping on Joshy over at Den of Shills a lot as well. And I think Josh actually addressed in one of his streams last week, actually addressed something that we talked about on last week's stream. So can't wait to get to that with you guys. Very interesting shit going on over there. Objectively, a cat member for 13 months, James Gunn shills are the types to shill and drive. Yes, they aren't the smartest, you know, they aren't the smartest. They definitely aren't the smartest, you know. Superman was not a 10 out of 10 movie, Bob. It was not a top 3 DC film of all time, comic books cast, and it was not the best Superman movie ever made, James Gunn shills. Sorry to report that to you all. Sorry, not sorry. DK for $2. Chris Stuckman's movie flopped. Johns said it's bad. Funny you should bring that up, DK, because I might be doing a Chris Stuckman, I don't know what to call it, Chris Stuckman supporters, Chris Stuckman simps. I might be doing a Shills Defend for Chris Stuckman's movie, because a lot of the fellow content creators, you know, his friends that are content creators on YouTube are really coming together to defend him. So I haven't seen the movie myself yet. I'm working on getting my Captain Jack Sparrow copy of the movie. But I might be doing another Shills Defend video possibly next week on the Chris Stuckman movie. And I think that'll be a good one as well. Those are my favorite videos to do, the Shills Defend, and I think we're going to have to do more of them. I'm going to have to branch out a little bit to some other stuff outside of Disney Star Wars, outside of Disney Marvel, branch out a little bit, like with Superman, the James Gunn shit especially. And we're going to have to do more of those. So keep your eyes out on the channel for more of those. Thank you, DK, for the $2. And we have Black Metal Nazgul for $5 with a blue.
Oh, it's blue! It's blue!
Wait, what?
Black Metal Nazgul for $5. Every recent Terminator sequel make T3 and Salvation look good. Yeah, I didn't even watch those two, to be honest with you. I just heard that they're actually. Did I watch the one with what, Amelia Clark? I don't know. I feel like I watched the one with Amelia Clark, but I'm not sure. I mean, it's very forgettable to say the least. But anyway, thank you guys for all of those. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the support. What do you say we get started with oh shit, actually we got to start with the spinning of the wheel of misfortune to figure out how we are going to be determining top shill of the week this week. So let's see what we got. Oh shit. I went to full screen. Okay, this is the official spin. My bad. I tried to full screen it in the middle of the spin, and now it's lagging. Is it going to be executive order again? If it is, I'm spinning again. Okay, we did executive order last week. I don't want to do 2 executive orders in a row. Gonna have people saying that I rigged it again. All right, so let me take that out, and then let's spin again. I'm not doing an executive order again. That's fucking retarded. All right, here we go. It's going to be a 1v1. Okay, it's going to be a 1v1 chat vote. So we're going to have to pick the top 2 tonight to figure out who top shill of the week is. We're going to have to narrow it down to 2. Rigged like the NBA. Absolutely not. I spun it. Well, I guess technically maybe I did rig it. I rigged it against myself tonight. All right. All right, you guys. Now we can get started with shills being shills. And we are going to kick off tonight with John Campea. John Campea, who uploaded a video called "This is What Ruins Movie Fandom." I wonder what he's talking about here. I have not seen this one yet. I have a feeling the studios and the showrunners, the directors, the actors, they're going to get a pass. They have nothing to do with ruining the movie fandom. I'm sure the fans are what's ruining the fandom. Chat, what do you think? Do you agree with me on that? That's where Campea is going to go with this. He's going to blame the fans for ruining the movie fandom. Let's hear what John Campea has to say. Just uploaded this today.
You know, because we're different people and art will hit us in different ways and different things will have more meaning to us and more impact to us. And we should feel differently. That's the point. There are 2 things that are not my job. Number 1, it is not my job to say things that you agree with.
Oh.
Second thing that is not my job, it is not my job to convince you to agree with me. My job is to give you my point of view on something and thoroughly explain and clearly explain why that is my point of view. The ideal outcome of me explaining my point of view and why I hold it is not to have you agree with me. It's to help you sharpen and clarify why you either agree with me or help you sharpen and clarify exactly why you disagree with me. We're not...
Campea, not a fan of the toxic clickbait grifters, as we all know. It's not his job to convince people to like things. Now, I seem to recall John Campea attacking fans on multiple occasions, looking at D.E. Ironheart, How many times, like, I seem to recall John Campea on multiple occasions basically saying, like, it's okay for him to dislike something because he dislikes it for the right reasons. But whenever we dislike something and tell the honest to God truth, it sucks because they're pushing DEI, for example, then that's unacceptable. That's not right. We're disliking it for the wrong reasons. Red Jaguar says The Last of Us in there. Yes, 100% The Last of Us as well.
Supposed to agree every time. We're film fans. Film is subjective. We're all going to feel different ways about it. And that is not a bad thing about film. That is the best thing about film.
Oh,
there are
okay.
too many people online, too many cancerous things online.
Oh, cancerous things online. Johnny, why don't you, again, as usual with these people, they don't show us an example. Show us an example, John. Show us what exactly you're talking about. You guys ever notice that every time we come on to do the show and we talk about stuff like this, and they're talking about what ruins movie fandom, it's just, hey, you got to take my word for it and trust that I'm saying is what they're saying is true. And they don't show any evidence whatsoever as to what they're talking about. Every time we do this show, I come on here and I show you what I'm talking about. If I just came on here and did a 10-minute segment, hey, John Campea said this on his show today. John Campea said that on his show today. I'm not going to show it to you, but trust me, what I'm saying is true. I'm going to look like a fucking tard doing that, right? But trust John Campea when he says that channels like mine and others who rip on the shit, whether it's for DEI, whether it's woke, whether it's genuinely bad, whether it's they're doing a paid shill program, looking at you, James Gunn Superman, that we are 100% in the wrong for doing that, and he's 100% in the right. Look at it. Look at his face here, you guys. Look at him. Look how serious, very serious John Campea is. See, because if he's serious, that means he needs to be believed more.
There are too many people online, too many cancerous things online that try to divide things into tribes. You are supposed to love this, and you are supposed to hate this.
Now, chat, I have a question, chat. When have you ever heard us say you're supposed to dislike this? You're supposed to. When have you ever heard us say that? I've always said we all have our guilty pleasures. I have my guilty pleasures. We never come on, when have you ever said, when has anyone ever said that? Any of the people that he's talking about? I have never once heard any of them say, you're supposed to hate this show. You're supposed to. They say, I hate this show, and here's why. I think this show sucks, and here's why. The thing is just that most people agree with us when we say shit like that. As of late, and less people agree with them. And they get triggered when they are in the minority. Shows like The Acolyte or D.E. Ironheart, they get triggered and they blame us, and they blame the people that agree with us for ridiculous reasons. They're racist, sexist, misogynist. They're grifting. They don't really feel that way. They're just doing it for the money.
And if you come across anybody that likes the things that we as a tribe have decided you're supposed to hate, that kills fandom.
I feel that now that line right there feels like it's somewhat directed at myself here a bit.
And if you come across anybody that likes the things that we as a tribe have decided you're supposed to hate, that kills fandom. You know what ruins fandom? It's not George Lucas making a bad prequel or Rian Johnson making a bad sequel. That's not what ruins fandom. What ruins fandom are certain fans lacking the basic ability to go, I didn't like that, but I'm super happy if you did.
Well, the problem with that, Campea, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Rian Johnson attack the fans who simply went on Twitter and said that, hey, I didn't like this movie? Didn't Rian Johnson do that? oh, your Snoke's theory sucks. People criticized him for legitimate reasons, like not just killing Snoke off without any explanation to his character, Rey being all powerful and being a nobody, everything wrong with The Last Jedi. People criticized Rian Johnson for legit reasons, and he attacked the fans, and then the fans responded. So Johnson gets a pass, but the fans are the ones with the problem. When Amanda Stenberg comes out and does a diss track on the fans, calling them, on Star Wars fans, calling them racists and sexist and transphobes and homophobes, and then the fandom responds with trolling and everything, they are the ones with the problem, not the studio. The studio gets a pass. It's the fans' fault.
That's not what ruins fandom.
And speaking of, you know what ruins fandom, Campea? You know what ruins fandom is shills who are rewarded for being positive. That's what ruins fandoms. People being disingenuous, overpraising, overhyping, and selling out for movies and TV shows because they're getting access. They're getting to interview somebody. That's what's destroying fandoms. But no, in John Campea's logic, I am the one ruining it, and others in the gatekeepers, Knights of Melvin, Bane of the Shills, United Spacers Alliance, OG Star Wars, we're the ones ruining the fandom because we call that shit out. Ridiculous.
Super happy if you did. That's what ruins fandom. J.J. Abrams didn't ruin fandom. George Lucas didn't ruin your childhood. What ruins fandom are people with the inability to go, hey, I really didn't like this myself, but if you did, that's awesome.
But notice, you know, I can't help but notice again, he's not calling out the other side. We're the bad ones, not the toxic positivity, not the, hey, if you don't like this movie, you're a racist, not the, if you don't like The Acolyte, you hate lesbians, the Molly Damon line, right? You hate it because the writing bad. No, you hate it because there's a lesbian. Notice he's not calling those people out.
The inability to do that is what ruins fandom.
Oh.
Not the people who just do the best job they can making movies. And sometimes they make great movies. And sometimes they make horrible, terrible movies. But that doesn't ruin fandom. Fandom.
And also stupid people as well ruin fan. God, look at Campea's face here, man. He's super duper serial. Super serial. I find it interesting that he's really bringing up the Star Wars fandom as well.
Ruins fandom. And that's something that, you know, I think we all need to be, including myself, we all need to be more aware of. Anyway.
I seem to recall several John Campea meltdowns with regards to people like this. But again, he's only calling out one side. All right, so that was John Campea. What do you guys think about that? Pretty interesting, if I do say so myself. He just dropped that today. Didn't even have a chance to go through it right before the stream, so I figured I'd knock that one out first for you guys. All right, so let's jump into now. The Kylo Ren, the hunt for Kylo Ren. The Disney Star Wars Shills are still angry about the hunt for Kylo Ren being rejected in a common sense decision. A once in a blue moon common sense decision by the Disney executives and Bob Iger. And this one we're going into Bombastic, who was not, reminder chat, who was not paid by Ubisoft to come out and support Star Wars Outlaws. He was not paid. He only got a free copy of the game, got flown out to try the game, got to go on got his room and lodging paid for, got all these, got some gift baskets and everything, but he wasn't paid to support that video game. And now he's back and he is whining, crying, and coping over the hunt for Kylo Ren being rejected. Let's get started.
Somehow, Kylo Ren returned. Wait, no, we can't have that. Obviously, we can't have a Star Wars character who's dead return.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Well, that's at least the opinion of Disney executives like CEO Bob Iger and Alan Bergman.
Oh, this guy, dude, this guy's pissed. This guy is pissed. Can you tell how pissed off this guy? He is pissed because God forbid we don't turn Disney Star Wars into the Fast and the Furious. And I absolutely love how he's using the ridiculous decision to bring back Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker. The ridiculous decision to bring back Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker. He is using that as a reason to bring back Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, because, well, we've already done it. We did it once before, so therefore we can just do it again. It was retarded then, but we did it, so it doesn't matter. The logic of these people is so stupid.
Chairman, because according to Adam Driver, they are the reason and seemingly the sole reason we don't have a Kylo Ren movie.
It's not as easy as I presumed.
If you haven't heard the news, Adam Driver, who of course played Kylo Ren, just revealed that he and director Steven Soderbergh were working on a Kylo Ren movie, a Ben Solo movie. They had a script written, they had people on board from Lucasfilm like Kathleen Kennedy, like Dave Filoni. They were ready to go.
Now, right there, chat, the fact that Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni were on board for this, I think that right there is proof that this movie would have been dog shit, in my opinion. Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni working together on a sequel to the sequel trilogy, a follow-up, a continuation of the sequel trilogy. Yeah, it's gonna be trash. And Disney dodged a bullet there.
The Disney executives said no. And I think there's more behind this story breaking than first meets the eye. I think this could potentially be some kind of move from Adam Driver, from Steven Soderbergh, based on what they've said in this.
Okay, I gotta jump ahead a little bit here. Actually, no, we're not. We're gonna keep going.
Interview and the comments they've given to put pressure on Disney to make something like this. So I really want to take a closer look at that and talk about why Star Wars fans are so angry about this.
By the way, this was a while ago. This was like a week ago, chat. This story has officially died now. Nobody is talking about this anymore. Everybody's moved on. Nobody's talking about it. We're talking about it tonight because literally the only reason is because we don't have it. Literally the only thing we have to talk about other than this is Soy Boy Coy's hair transplant. There's nothing else to talk about, but the Disney Star Wars fandom, they've already moved on from this. You know, these the Disney Shills, they were shouting loud. They were trying to get their hashtags going. They were putting signs up and flying airplane signs over Disney Lucasfilm. But funny how quickly this story has died, huh?
Genuinely feels like another one of those missed opportunities from Disney, and that's especially the sentiment I'm seeing online. A lot of people saying, how can you bring back a character like Palpatine and not even explain how he came back somehow, but then deny Adam Driver and director Steven Soderbergh a Kylo Ren film? And just like
because it's retarded. It's retarded. I said it last week. Why not bring back Jango Fett? I know he got his head cut off. But if we could bring back Palpatine without explanation, if we can bring back Darth Maul, which is also stupid, if we can bring him back, why can't we bring back Jango Fett? Why not? Who else? Who else can we bring back? It very clearly died. Bring back Anakin Skywalker as Darth Vader. I know he disappeared. I know Luke burned his body, but why not bring him back as well? Hell, maybe Ahsoka's going to go into the world between worlds in Ahsoka season 2 and just pull Anakin out of it. And then Anakin Skywalker is going to be in the Disney era of Star Wars going from now on.
Most things in Star Wars recently, it doesn't make much sense to me. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. Now, I think Adam Driver's comments about this whole situation are quite interesting, and it feels like there's some external motive. He says that he's able to talk about it now.
I think it's just, I think he's just mad that he didn't get his money. I think that's what it probably is.
fully understood our angle and why we were doing it. But then this next part's interesting. He specifically calls out the Disney executives. He says they took it to Bob Iger and Alan Bergman and they said no. They were the ones to say no to this thing, to shut it down. And seemingly because they didn't see how Ben Solo was alive, and that was that. That was that. So you're telling me that the Disney CEO is the one making the decisions of which characters live and which characters aren't alive anymore, and therefore they shouldn't develop more projects?
No, I think they just decide what's retarded and what isn't. I think that's all they decide at the end of the day. What's completely and they've made the wrong decision with regards to that several times. But in this case, they made the correct decision.
That they're okay with doing stuff like
Somehow Palpatine returned.
and it's not only what all of Adam Driver's specific
This is the third time he's mentioned somehow Palpatine returned. So because they did that, which was retarded, it means that that means that anything's on the table now.
said that I
bring
think
back
it can be
Porkins.
telling as to what they're trying to do here. We even have a statement from Steven Soderbergh about the project. He said, I really enjoyed making the movie in my head, me to make videos like this and kind of spread the word about why they're not making this project and why maybe they should be. I'm not necessarily saying it's the greatest.
How's the bombastic? How's the Battlefront 3 campaign going on that you tried to start? Oh, you haven't done a video on that in several weeks now. Oh, that died. Nobody's playing that anymore. Remember when he was trying to push that to force Disney, Lucasfilm, and EA to make Battlefront 3?
Idea and the greatest narrative idea to bring back Ben Solo. But I think a lot of people would agree, no matter what you think of the sequels, Adam Driver's performance as Kylo Ren and Ben Solo is one of the standout features of the sequels. And I think there'd certainly be some ideas to explore as to, number one, how he survived, number two, the path he'd gone down with the dark side, and also the juxtaposition of his character to Darth Vader.
I think a lot of these people need to go rewatch the sequel trilogy. They really need to go back and rewatch it and watch how horribly written Kylo Ren's character is.
I feel like there's so many narrative elements to explore here. In a lot of ways, Kylo Ren was living in the shadow of Vader,
except when he wasn't. He was having tantrums. That was the case in like the first one, and then he went out and was doing his own thing. Then he was conflicted. Then he was good. Then he was bad. Then he was good again.
Like, hey, make this movie for me. It's not necessarily going to cost you too much. Take the risk. What have you got to lose? Everything. People are also comparing this to Ryan Reynolds admitting to leaking the Deadpool test footage.
Get the fuck out of here. He's comparing this to Ryan Reynolds. He's comparing Kylo Ren leaking the fact that this movie was like on the table a couple years after the Rise of Skywalker to Ryan Reynolds leaking the Deadpool and the Deadpool footage. Big difference there. Deadpool actually happened.
Years and years ago, which is eventually what got the audience interested in a Deadpool movie, which is why we now have the Deadpool saga. It's essentially these actors trying to show that there is interest for a project like this. And the fact the same thing is happening right now with the Kylo Ren movie, so many people are talking about it.
Not anymore.
People are upset that it's not happening, means that Adam Driver making these comments public, making it known that there was a canceled Kylo Ren movie that they have.
Oh, and speaking of lightsaber stabbing, you see, this is what happens, chat, whenever you constantly kill people off and then bring them back. It ruins the stakes. Remember, go back and watch Ahsoka Shills. And when Sabine gets stabbed with the lightsaber, remember all the Shills are like, oh my God. And then 2 seconds go by and they're like, she's going to be okay. People survive lightsaber stabbings, lightsaber impalements all the fucking time. Remember that? All the Shills are like, and then immediately they're just like, oh, she's going to be fine. Nah, it'll be fine. Right? Ridiculous. And they're doing the same thing when they kill these characters off. Every time now, when a character gets killed off, you're gonna just be like, well, what the fuck does that mean? It's they could very well be back in the next fucking episode or the next fucking movie, for Christ's sakes. It ruins the stakes.
a script and it's just up to Disney to say yes, I think it's a clear sign that he's trying to send a message here. He's trying to get Disney on his side. And
again, I think he's just pissed off that he didn't get a nice paycheck out of it, and that's why he's doing it. That's my opinion, though. Okay, let's jump ahead a little bit. What the fuck is that?
Rokovich, Contagion, Magic Mike. Some people are saying it definitely wouldn't make sense to bring back Kylo Ren, considering the ending he was given in The Rise of Skywalker. I really don't think that matters, honestly. I mean...
There you have it. There you have it, chat. Death doesn't matter. Death is meaningless. Let's play that again.
Contagion, Magic Mike. Some people are saying it definitely wouldn't make sense to bring back Kylo Ren, considering the ending he was given in The Rise of Skywalker. I really don't...
Notice how he didn't put the part where he disappears. He puts the part of him holding Rey.
Sense to bring back Kylo Ren, considering the ending he was given in The Rise of Skywalker. I really don't think that matters, honestly. I mean, they brought back Palpatine. They brought back Darth Maul. They brought back Boba Fett. Like a panther. Why are we drawing the line at Kylo?
I'm looking forward.
This is their logic. This is the logic. They've stupidly brought characters back from the dead before. That means that it's okay to just do it now. The Band-Aid's off. You know, it's already been done. So just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Make Disney Star Wars the Fast and the Furious. Again, completely ruins the stakes.
So let's talk about how they would bring Ben Solo back. Because in a lot of ways, I think he is kind of easier to revive than a character like Palpatine. And I think in some way they would need to also include Rey in this movie. Even if it was only...
And there you have it. There you have it. Here comes the acceptance of Rey. Everybody was all angry. Looking at you, Josh, Den of Shills. Everybody was angry when Rey was going to be in the Starfighter movie. But now all of a sudden we're accepting Rey if that means we're getting Solo back.
Solo back, because in a lot of ways I think he is kind of easier to revive than a character like Palpatine. And I think in some way they would need to also include Rey in this movie, even if it was only briefly. I feel like the best idea would be that because Ben Solo gave Rey his life energy at the end of Rise of Skywalker, he exists somewhere within Rey. So I guess could be reborn from her somehow. Midi-chlorians, who knows, man. He could also potentially come back as a Force ghost and then somehow also be reborn, be given a new life. I've always held the opinion that Ben Solo should have survived at the end of Rise of Skywalker, potentially instead of Rey. I like the idea of him having to live with the guilt of what he's done. Live with the guilt of having gone down the dark side of the Force and the consequences of that. Rey dying in the end, potentially. But we all know Disney can't kill the Disney princess, which is potentially why we got the ending we did. And yes, it would have been a much darker ending if Ben Solo were to survive.
Well, Disney's agenda is Rey, as we all know. That's their agenda. But you just said that, oh, you're willing to accept Rey now if it means a Kylo Ren movie. Anyway, we're not done. We're not done with this guy. Give me just a second. We're going to jump to the next video because he did another video more recently, and he's still complaining about this.
So in the past week,
this one's from 3 days ago. So let's jump to this one now. This guy, he's trying, dude. He's trying to do the campaign. The Battlefront 3 campaign failed. So now he's trying to do the Hunt for Ben Solo campaign. All right. 2 minutes. First clip.
Responded, their primary concern was narrative continuity. Specifically, and this is my favorite part, uncertainty about how Ben Solo could be alive following the events of The Rise of Skywalker.
Now, again, people still, to this day, make fun of the somehow Palpatine returned meme, right, chat? Everybody, we make fun of it. Everybody, I mean, even this guy, he played the clip 3 times. Everybody still mocks that meme. It would be the same thing with this. It would be the same fucking thing with it. The fact that Dave Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy wanted to do this proves how stupid they are.
Oh my gosh.
It can't go on like this, can it?
It can.
What is wild about this statement and this point of view is that these are the same people. These are the same executives who approved Palpatine
Again, this is the 4th. Okay, we heard you the first time, Bombastic. I'm going to need more. I'm going to need more from you than, oh, they made a retarded decision 6 years ago with the rise of Skywalker. That means it's okay to make another retarded decision now. I'm going to need a little bit more than that.
Whining.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Coming back
There's the
from
clip again.
nowhere, from being dead and buried. The same executives who also likely brought back Darth Maul, but clearly for
Dave Filoni brought back Darth Maul.
whatever reason, they've decided to draw the line at somehow Ben Solo returned.
I'm Kylo Ren. You're Kylo Ren. You're Kylo Ren.
Is this the same video? No, it's not. This is not the same video, chat. This is a whole nother video. You know, God, imagine if I just uploaded the same video over and over and over again. Okay, let's jump ahead a little bit. I've had about enough of this clown.
Screenwriter Scott Z. Burns was paid. We also got a tweet from a Lucasfilm designer, Bobby McKenna, confirming that he'd been a part of a design sprint under the code name Quiet Leaves, which is the Ben Solo's project name, with him saying, "I regret to inform you the movie would have been sick. R.I.P."
I'm sure it would. I'm sure it would have made a lot of sense as well.
It's also speculated that the hunt for Ben Solo would have been about Ben Solo surviving after the end of Rise of Skywalker, and the fact he was redeemed, the fact he was no longer Kylo Ren, he'd reclaimed his Ben Solo identity, but his whereabouts and location being a mystery, hence the name The Hunt for Ben Solo. They're looking for him. And there's also
and who would have been looking for him? Who do you think, chat, would have been looking for him? My money is on Rey. Maybe that's going to be the Rey movie. Chat. I don't know. We'll see.
internal personal reason why they just decided not to make this movie.
Money!
The main reason everyone's so frustrated by this, though, is that this project sounds cooler than almost anything else Disney has in the current works. For example, it seems like there's way more interest and hype for The Hunt for Ben Solo than there is for the Rey movie. There is for even maybe the Mandalorian movie. It seems...
Well, no, wait a minute, Bomb. The Mandalorian and Grogu, that's going to make $2 billion. That's going to make $2 billion. Isaac's ahead of you. According to a guy who loves fake Star Wars, who we're going to get to next, that movie's going to make $2 billion, $1 billion guaranteed. I think a guy who loves fake Star Wars would disagree with you on that one. I'm sure this would have made $2 billion as well.
Like maybe there's more substance potentially in the redemption of a villain like Kylo Ren, seeing what could potentially happen to Ben Solo after the events of the Rise of Skywalker had he potentially survived. And also the fact that so much of this is a contradiction, saying the reason they can't make this movie is because Ben Solo's dead, man. We can't bring him back, even though we did that with Palpatine. Somehow. It just really...
that's the fifth time he's mentioned this. This is the only reason I've heard. They did it with Palpatine, therefore we can do it with Kylo, and fantasy booking, how to do it. And Rey, of course.
It doesn't make sense. Now, what's even crazier about this situation is that the other day, the official Star Wars YouTube channel, for the first time ever, posted a clip from The Rise of Skywalker that takes place moments before Ben Solo's death. It's literally him and Rey fighting the Knights of Ren and then facing Palpatine. And this is posted after Adam Driver dropped the news that there was a canceled Ben Solo movie.
Oh, chat, that means they're going to do it. That means they're going to do it, chat.
Coincidence? I think not.
Yep,
it's crazy seeing the comment section for this video.
Is this ratio? I hope to God I hope that gets ratio. That deserves to be ratio. I'm sure it probably isn't because no one cares outside of these fucking tards, but hopefully that gets ratioed.
As well, which now has over 100,000 views, and everyone's talking about the hunt for Ben.
That's it. 100,000 views from the official Star Wars channel that has like 4 million subscribers. Only that's not a lot, bro.
Ben Solo. Everyone's talking about how the fact he could have survived. No one's ever really gone, and the comments go on.
There are too many of them. What are we going to do?
Now, what's even crazier about this entire situation is that the fans have started to take things into their own hands, adding
Here we go.
More fuel to the fire to try and actually get this movie made. A fan who goes by the name of B.D. Neagle has purchased a billboard in Times.
This is sad. Somebody purchased a billboard in Times Square to try and bring up hope for this. How many starving kids in Africa could that have fed, I wonder?
square in New York that says, for Adam, no one's ever really gone. Hope lives, Ben is alive. Hashtag THBS, the hunt for Ben Solo. He also gave some comments to Collider saying what makes this fight for Ben Solo different is how that we know a finished script exists. There was a director attached, and Adam Driver himself has been...
Yep, it's in a dumpster. It's in a junkyard somewhere.
Looking for a way to tell Ben's story. It's no longer simply wanting a character return. It's about fighting for a story that was ready to be told. We know it's out there, and because of that, we're not giving up. We want Disney to know they made a mistake. And that's what's baffling here. It's another project that was seemingly this closer than other projects have been. For whatever reason, it's been completely banned. This is
this poor man. This poor little man. He just wanted his movie. I'm sure he wants his access. He wanted invited to the premiere. He wanted to get an interview with Adam Driver. He wanted all the goodies, all the shill access, and he's not going to get it now because the movie's not going to be made. I think that's why these people are really pissed off, personally, chat. Anyway, that was bombastic. That was bombastic, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think about John Campea and Bombastic? I think we're doing a 1v1 tonight. I think with what we got coming up, those two are probably I'm going to leave them two out because this is a 1v1. I think we got a little bit better stuff coming up. But in the meantime, we got Charles, member for 19 months, mod in the chat. What's up, Charles? Lucas brought Maul back because he became popular. I think Filoni begged George to bring back Maul. Again, if you go back 1999, 2000, and you ask George, is Darth Maul dead? Pretty sure he would tell you, he'd look at you like, what the fuck? Yeah, he's dead. Bringing back Maul, I don't agree with that decision at all. And I think that was Filoni, not George. Just like giving Anakin an apprentice was Filoni and not George. You know, some people like it, but he was cut in half. Like, if you have a problem with people getting impaled with lightsabers and Kylo Ren coming back, then you should also have a problem with Darth Maul coming back, because he was literally chopped in half and kicked down a freaking hole in the ground and fell, what, hundreds of stories? It doesn't make any sense. SWA for $2. Count Dooku's head is still rolling. Or yeah, there you go. Bring back Count Dooku as well. Why the fuck not? Get a CGI Count Dooku. Not bad, SWA. Saint CP, member for 7 months. I have returned. What's up, Saints? Yeah, we haven't seen you in a while, dude. Welcome back. By the way, what happened to the Shills react to Joel's death video? Did it get copyrighted? That might have been one of the ones that Mary Cherry tried to take down. Did you check on Mr. Grizzy 2.0? Because I re-uploaded everything from that in a like super compilation of all the Last of Us videos on Mr. Grizzy 2.0. Check. I believe it's on there though. Check over there. I believe that's over there. But yeah, we had some trouble with that series. That's when Mary Cherry tried to triple copyright strike me for, God forbid, using her in part of the compilation. And surprisingly, YouTube rejected it. All three of them. Cynical Beaver for $2. Somehow Dak returned. Thank you, Cynical Beaver. Saint CP for $5. Disney has butchered the redemption of Kylo Ren through the whole sequel trilogy. Not just that his entire character was an example. Not just that his character was an example of bad writing. The most flip-flopped character I've ever seen. The only thing I've seen flip-flop more than the Kylo Ren character is Josh Den of Shills. Saint CP for another $2. Rayman, she a Rayman because she has man envy. Taking a shot at Ray. And just now, Red Jaguar for $2. Who won Shill of the Week? Last week, I missed the stream. Den of Shills won. Joshy Boy won Top Shill of the Week last week. That was an executive order from yours truly. Okay, who is next? I think next up we have a guy who loves fake Star Wars, who honestly could win every single week, if I do say so myself. Like he could be nominated and he could win almost every week. Here's a guy who loves fake Star. Wait till you hear what he has to say.
The biggest questions in Star Wars was just answered.
Thank you!
The connection between the Stranger and the Knights of Ren was just confirmed by Leslie Headland.
Oh, did you guys see this? Did you guys see this? That apparently, I don't, a bunch of shills are talking about this, but Campea in The Acolyte was, I guess, supposed to be the first Knight of Ren. So the Acolyte was going to tie into the sequel trilogy, you know, because the Knights of Ren were so in-depthly explored in the sequel trilogy, right, chat? We all remember how the great detail and how much time they spent going into the Knights of Ren. Rian Johnson completely forgot that they existed.
What this might mean for a possible future for this character in live action will
this guy cannot let the Acolyte go.
Blow your mind, because this news might actually lead to us getting more of the Stranger. Probably not in an Acolyte season 2, but possibly in a Darth Plagueis show.
So here we go, chat. We need to use a guy who loves fake Star Wars wants Disney Star Wars to use Darth Plagueis, a George Lucas character, a George Lucas canon character. Great novel, by the way, the Darth Plagueis novel. Give it a read if you haven't. Guy who loves fake Star Wars wants Disney to use Darth Plagueis to try and get a Disney, arguably the worst Disney Star Wars live action series, a character from that show, use Darth Plagueis to get that character over, to get that story, the story of the Acolyte, over with fans. They want to use Darth Plagueis and also Palpatine, which he's going to mention here in a bit. They want to use those characters to try and get the Acolyte story over with the majority of Star Wars fans. That is disrespectful as fuck to George Lucas, if I do say so myself. Play it.
Okay, before you go, Mike, that's absolutely insane. That's never going to happen. Hear me out, because this confirmation of who the Stranger
of course,
really
he puts
is
the clip
will
of,
not only allow
he puts the clip of him with no shirt on. What a surprise.
Continuation of his story, but in a really crazy way, it might actually help this Hunt for Ben Solo movie get made. All right, I know this all sounds crazy, but
wow. So not only are we going to use Darth Plagueis to get the Acolyte story over, we're going to use Darth Plagueis to get the Hunt for Ben Solo to eventually happen. This is all Disney Star Wars has. This is why people hate Disney Star Wars. They only bring in George Lucas characters. They use George Lucas characters, George Lucas's canon, to get their Disney shit over. They tried to do it with Thrawn, and it failed. They tried to do it with Luke, and it failed. They tried to do it with Boba Fett, and it failed. And they also fuck all these characters up as well. I just read the first Thrawn novel, Heir to the Empire, and it's amazing. After reading that, or listening to the audiobook of that, Heir to the Empire, how much, and I still got 2 more to go, how much Disney fucked up that character. It's truly insane.
But bear with me. Let's start with what Leslie Headland just confirmed. The Acolyte
Leslie Headland, yes, because obviously Leslie Headland loves George Lucas Star Wars, obviously. Just ruined arguably George Lucas's most important character in Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, ruined his origin in that series
over a year ago. And although the final episode left us with a ton of cliffhangers with the possibility of a second season, however, just a few short weeks after that finale ended, the hopes and dreams of an Acolyte season 2 were destroyed. The cancellation of the Acolyte season 2 still hurts me to this day. However,
obviously, multiple videos on this channel of a guy who loves fake Star Wars whining about the cancellation of The Acolyte. Check him out.
That's not at all what we're here to talk about, because one of the biggest questions from The Acolyte that just got answered was at the end of episode 5. After one of the greatest lightsaber duels in all of Star Wars, you can
What? Whatever.
One of the greatest lightsaber battles in all of Star Wars, The Acolyte. This is who Disney is making Star Wars for, chat. This is who Disney is making Star Wars for.
You make me happy.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
You can hear Kylo Ren's theme as the stranger walks towards Osha. Take a listen.
We are.
Boo.
I know, crazy. And at the time, Star Wars fans lost their mind.
So I have a question then for you, a guy who loves fake Star Wars, and Leslie. Why did Campea call himself a Sith then in the show? Because the Knights of Ren, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Knights of Ren were not Sith. So why does he call himself a Sith then in the show? A guy who loves fake Star Wars.
Minds. Coming up with some crazy theories, the biggest one being that the stranger, or Campea, would eventually be the first ever member of the Knights of Ren. And now that crazy fan theory was just confirmed by the showrunner. As we just learned from the Art of the Acolyte book,
I think this guy would love to take a whiff of Leslie Headland's taint. Is that, oh my God, I just realized, look at that fucking Grogu hoodie. $2 billion. $2 billion, Mandalorian and Grogu. He's got the hoodie. Maybe if all his Mandu Grogu merch that he buys gets added into the movie profits, maybe it will hit $1 billion.
as Leslie Headland told us this. It was in the design of the character, as well as knowing that we were going to introduce Darth Plagueis, who has to end up with Palpatine as...
This show introduced Darth Plagueis, and then a month later got canceled. Again, that is completely insane, by the way. Okay, we're going to jump ahead a little bit here now, 5 minutes.
By the name of Kylo Ren. Now, before we get to why I think the Darth Plagueis show could actually happen, let's talk about how this affects the hunt for Ben Solo. So if you've
Again, a Plagueis Palpatine show needs to be used to get the Hunt for Ben Solo movie to happen. This is this guy's logic.
been living under a rock for the last week, then you don't know that Adam Driver recently came out and said that there was a Hunt for Ben Solo movie. It was in development for over 2 years, with Oscar-winning director Steven Soderbergh attached. When Driver and Soderbergh pitched it to Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, and Carrie Beck all loved it. They paid.
Now, again, that is a bad sign. That is a bad sign. I don't care what Joshy boy over at Den of Shills says. Kathleen Kennedy does not have George Lucas Star Wars, respect for George Lucas Star Wars in mind when she does her shit.
Paid $3 million to get a full script made, and that script was written completely. They were ready to shoot. And when they took this entire pitch and brought it to Disney to Bob...
I got guys breaking out a little bit, man. He's got some yakni going on there. What is wrong with your face? What's wrong with that fucking hoodie?
Iger and Alan Bergman, they said no, saying that they didn't think that Ben Solo could still be alive after he died at the end of Rise of Skywalker.
Ironic.
So after over 2 years of work on a project that Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, Carrie Beck, Adam Driver, Steven Soderbergh all loved, it was gone. And until 7 days ago, when Adam Driver revealed all this information to the fans, this movie was dead until he gave it to the fans.
Now the movie. Oh, there's that stupid flyby.
Recently, you've seen planes flying around Disney's.
People actually paid. People probably paid, what, 5, 6 figures to do this? This is how insane the Disney Star Wars fandom is. Unbelievable. Okay, we got one more clip here. One more clip here, you guys. Now, wait till you hear this.
Coincidence? I think not.
Which brings us perfectly to the Darth Plagueis show. And Acolyte Season 2, as much as I would love it, I know is likely to never happen. The fact that the first season, before its first episode even dropped, had a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes, I mean, that alone just tells you that if they ever announced an Acolyte Season 2, it would get so much hate.
And you know what? So would a Darth Plagueis series if it were announced that it was a continuation of the Acolyte story. Honestly, it might be even worse, because that would piss off real Star Wars fans. That would be a complete spit in the face to the Darth Plagueis novel, which is big in the real Star Wars fandom. And honestly, I think it could possibly be lower than that if they were to do what a guy who loves fake Star Wars here is suggesting.
Understand that. So whether you like the show or you don't, it doesn't really matter. You're probably never going to get a second season. But that doesn't mean that the stories of these characters, of Vanestra Rowe, The Stranger, Osha, have to end. It doesn't mean that the first time we ever see Plagueis in live action in this one very short scene has to be the last. For well over a decade, Star Wars fans have been begging for 2 specific projects: a young Palpatine show and a Darth Plagueis show. So instead of announcing the Acolyte Season 2 and getting the insane amount of backlash from the Star Wars fandom,
you need to trick the fans. Trick the fans into watching and supporting a continuation of the Acolyte story by hiding it in a Darth Plagueis Palpatine series. That's basically what he's advocating for.
Lucasfilm could announce a Plagueis show. Get all of the hype from the Star Wars fans who've been waiting for this for years. And for those Acolyte fans, you can finish off the story. You could even have an epic lightsaber duel between Plagueis and the Stranger.
Oh my God. Who the fuck wants to see that?
That Plagueis is a part of the Rule of Two, and it could give us the canon version of Plagueis killing Tenebrous and going to find Palpatine, his new apprentice, on Naboo. And if it's multiple seasons, it could eventually transition into a young Palpatine show and end with Palpatine killing Plagueis. This would not only please everybody, Acolyte fans, Plagueis fans.
It'll please everybody, Chad. It'll please everybody.
Killing Plagueis. This would not only...
Chat, would this please you? I see people screaming no in the chat. I don't think it would please the people in the chat here. Seems to be a negative response. We don't want Disney Star Wars to use George Lucas characters to get your shitty Acolyte characters screen time and try to get them over with the fans. Remember when everyone was saying that an Obi-Wan Kenobi series couldn't miss? An Obi-Wan Kenobi between episodes 3 and 4 series, that was a guaranteed success, because people were saying that before that show came out, and they managed to fuck that up. And after fuck up after fuck up, screw up after screw up, do you honestly think that this show would, quote unquote, please everybody?
Please everybody?
I think the fandom would be more pissed.
Acolyte fans, Plagueis fans, Palpatine fans, but it would give you the opportunity to set up the Knights of Ren.
And that's what it is. Again, you got to use George Lucas characters to set up Disney Star Wars bullshit. Because again, the Knights of Ren, how much screen time did the Knights of Ren get in the sequel trilogy? Like 5, not even 5 minutes?
Something that eventually leads into the sequel trilogy, tying a string from the very end of the Skywalker saga to the beginning, making the entire timeline feel so much more connected. And let's be honest, who the hell doesn't want a Darth Plagueis show? So
I can think of a few people. Chat. I can think of over 150 people in this chat that don't want that. So I don't know. Guy who loves fake Star Wars, chat, out or in for that? What do you guys think? I'll leave it up to you guys. In the meantime, we got a couple of more. We got Saint CP. Yeah, I can't find the video of the Shills on Mr. Grizzly 2.0. It should be there. It's a big compilation video. It should be over there. Maybe that one's not within. I don't know. Like I said, she was like trying to nuke the channel, so I had to delete some things. I can't even pronounce this. OETAM 8566 for $10. Thank you. Dropped a yellow super chat. Thank you so much for that. I'll play the clip.
Yellow?
OETAM 8566 says for $10, hey Grizzy, love your videos. Thank you. Keep up the great work. They're genuinely really good. Well, hey man, thank you. Appreciate that. You know, it takes a long time to put these videos together. I worked all day Monday on the Superman video that came out on Tuesday. So it means a lot to me to hear you come in and say that, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words, and thank you for the $10, man.
Oh, shit.
Fucking Joshy. Stay tuned because we got Joshy up next. Saint CP for another 5. The only good thing the Acolyte has done was make fun of these people when they lost their minds when it got canceled. That was epic. Remember, they got so angry, they tried to cancel YouTubers over it. That's how angry these people got, and it was fucking hilarious, man. Thank you, Saint CP, and another 5 for Saint CP. Saint CP fucking dropping bombs in the chat.
I am winning. Continuously winning.
Saint CP for another 5. It's a shame because that Last of Us Shill video was my favorite because it had moments of Roxy's face looking goofy while reacting to Joel. Oh God. Yeah. Well, that was in the, that's in the intro video of the stream, the Hawk Tua video that we introed the stream with. So yeah, that's one of my favorites as well. But don't worry, we got Last of Us Season 3 coming up, what, next year or something, or maybe the year after, so I'm sure we'll get more. We got Abby coming up for that, so I'm sure we're going to get some more really good Last of Us content. Red Jaguar for 5. The Porgs had more screen time than the Knights of Ren. I think you're right, Red Jaguar. I think you're right about that one. Thanks for the blue.
Oh, it's blue! It's blue!
Thank you, Red Jaguar. And we got one more from Saint CP with a yellow, another yellow.
Ooh, it's yellow.
Fuck yes!
Saint CP for $10. The loves fake Star Wars dude is naming such large amount of retcons with these pointless shows that Disney has left to drag the fans back and basically smack them in the face with this. It's pathetic. I mean, Disney doing a Plagueis show would indeed be a slap in the face to expanded universe fans. And as I've been getting into the expanded universe more and more, I'm going to be starting book number 2 of the Thrawn trilogy. Can't wait for. I actually read the first chapter already, right when I finished Heir to the Empire, but can't wait to get into that. And I have a feeling that I'm not OG Star Wars level. Probably never will be. I'm not Bane of the Shill Star Wars Marvel purist level with regards to the EU, but maybe one day I'll get close. All right, chat. Who is ready? Who is ready for Josh Denner? I'm going to temporarily put a guy who loves fake Star Wars in, but I think it's going to be between him and Joshy. And then I think we're going to have to nominate Soy Boy Coy for the hair transplant. And we still have to get to that later. So let me pull up. It's time for Joshy Boy, Den of Shills. Now, this is really funny what we're about to get into here.
So here's
any fans of Jeremy, DJ Cobra, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers in the chat? Any fans of Jeremy in the chat? I know there's probably a few. So would you guys be excited to see a collab between Jeremy and Joshy over at Den of Shills?
what I want to know about the Kathleen Kennedy situation. We'll just have like a conversation about this, right? I guess, you know, it's all starting to kind of get out there a bit. I saw Geeks and Gamers covered it. I saw Jeremy talking about it a little bit, which, by the way, open invitation to Jeremy if he wants to hit me up. I tweeted at him, or I replied under his post, and I said, I think we should talk about this on live stream. It's totally up to Jeremy if he doesn't want to do it or whatever. But I think it would be kind of interesting because Jeremy and I actually have a history with this exact topic and sort of talking about this way back in the day. We did some live streams. I made a video about the fandom menace. Interestingly enough, within that video, I pulled this clip of Jeremy from a live stream, and a lot of people got mad at me because they said it was like a gotcha, or like I pulled out like a really selective clip or whatever, which, you know, it's kind of ironic because I think nowadays Jeremy like really leans into grifting from what I understand. So like, I think he would actually even more so appreciate the point I was making.
So Jeremy saw this, and here's Jeremy's response to, let me put this up. Here it is. Here's Jeremy's response to Josh's invitation to do a collaboration. Play it.
Oh, this one. This is the one. This is the one.
This is what I want to know about the Kathleen Kennedy situation. We'll just have like a conversation about this, right? I guess, you know, it's all starting to kind of get out there a bit. I saw Geeks and Gamers covered it. I saw Jeremy talking about it a little bit, which, by the way, open invitation to Jeremy if he wants to hit me up. I tweeted at him, or I replied under his post, and I said, I think we should talk about this on live stream. It's totally up to Jeremy if he doesn't want to do it or whatever.
So this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. If you didn't want to talk to me before I responded to what, in my opinion, is a nonsensical story, then I don't want to talk to you now that I've called it out. Like, I only care to talk to people that are interested in talking to me for genuine reasons, not for let's get some clout out of this.
Oh,
let's have a discussion, man.
Oh,
no. And I got, like I said in my video, like,
oh, Jeremy said no. How's it feel, Josh? How does it feel, Josh? Jeremy doesn't want to talk to Josh. At least Jeremy was more polite about it than Josh was when Darth Melvin was supposed to come on Nerd Theory, and his co-host, Star Wars Theory, whose channel they were doing the show on, wanted to have Darth Melvin on the show, and Joshy said no and proceeded to attack him personally, and even was bringing up the fake Discord drama in order to try and not get Darth Melvin on the show. Josh. So at least Jeremy was a little bit more polite about it than you were with regards to Darth Melvin. Maybe if you had Darth Melvin come on Nerd Theory, like because he was invited on by Theory to come and have a debate with you, and you threw a fucking tantrum. We covered that on the show a couple weeks ago. There's a stream highlight on Mr. Grizzly 2.0. We covered that. He had a meltdown over it and cried and whined and then started pushing fake news, all to keep Darth Melvin off the show. And we got OG Star Wars in the chat. We got a fucking gatekeeper in the chat.
There's a fucking gatekeeper. There's a fucking gatekeeper.
Fucking gatekeeper in the chat. What's up, OG Star Wars? I saw you talking in the chat earlier. Glad you could make it. Yeah, I think he's terrified of Darth Melvin. They didn't even do a show last Monday as well. It's probably trying to get the super chat trolls out of the show. So they quit reading the super chats from the Melvin trolls during the show. They just skip over him now. All right, we got a lot to get to with Joshy Boy here, so let's jump ahead here.
And Kennedy, when you really get into it, if you really want to peel back the layers, and of course I'm discussing, for those unaware, I guess I should just say I'm discussing the sort of emerging narrative that Kathleen Kennedy might not have been the Sith Lord that ruined Star Wars, and in fact, Bob Iger might be the one that takes the majority of the blame.
So Josh is still, chat, he is still pushing the forgive Kathleen Kennedy train. Kathleen Kennedy is the victim now, according to Josh over at Den of Shills. And reminder, this is what Josh said about Kathleen Kennedy 4 weeks ago.
You have fucking ripped from my fucking chest the last little bit of hope that I could float towards this fucking dead-ass franchise, that maybe some motherfucker with a vision that actually had artistic integrity would take these characters, take the spirit, take the motifs, the fucking values that Star Wars had, and actually cook in the 21st century. But no, that's not what we can get, because there's a fucking gatekeeper. There's a fucking gatekeeper, and it's this bitch, dude. It's this fucking... We're cooked.
That was Josh 4 weeks ago, not even a month ago, talking about Kathleen Kennedy. Quite the flip-flop, if I do say so myself personally.
Well, I'm sorry, dude. It doesn't fucking matter when your pitch gets brought in front of Kathleen Kennedy, the wicked fucking witch.
Called her the Wicked Witch. Oh, I received new information and my opinion has changed. Well, let's continue, because we got something interesting coming up.
Of course, Kathleen Kennedy is not innocent. She was the president of the company, and she oversaw, I think, the fall of one of the best brands ever, but it's like one of the worst falls ever. So either way, she's not going to come out of this clean. But the point is, actual new information has come to light. I have actual new information from a very reliable source. And I'm personally reinvestigating a lot of the things that I've said and the thoughts I've had about what's been going on with Star Wars. And the point that I'm making, to take it all the way back to Jeremy, is that it literally did become a thing algorithmically that if you blamed stuff on Kathleen Kennedy, you would get clicks. That didn't last, but it certainly was a moment. And a lot of people cashed in on that moment. And just like Brie Larson, and just like
including you, Josh. We just listened to you talking about Kathleen Kennedy 4 weeks ago, including you.
These other people, like, the crime doesn't necessarily, or the punishment doesn't necessarily fit the crime. That's internet shit. Like, you can't really control that. Like, sometimes something you do, you become a lol cow, or, you know, the internet narrative takes hold of something.
I think Josh is quickly becoming a lol cow, especially with that display a few weeks ago, refusing to let Darth Melvin on Nerd Theory after he was already invited by Star Wars Theory. And the Den of 90K shit as well.
And I certainly know, I've been on all sides of that, right? So I know what that's like. But for the sake of transparency, I think it's maybe important to just maybe actually admit that there was a moment where people leaned in to the narratives around Kathleen Kennedy for the sake of clicks, content, and clout.
Josh, you jumped in with both feet 4 weeks ago, calling her a bitch. And now you're trying to walk it back. Look how serious face, Joshy boy.
And I guess it's up to you to decide, was that deserved? How much of that was, how bad should those people feel? Should they apologize at all? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, the context of all of that is kind of like subjective. The way you make sense of it is up to you. But I think at the very least, like, I guess for navigating, I'm trying to navigate the whole situation, right?
Okay, now this next part, I have this one circled. So let's hear what he has to say here.
I'm just trying to, like, figure out the truth.
Oh.
You know?
Oh, he's trying to figure. Investigative journalist, Joshy boy, Den of Nerds.
Now, a lot of people ask me, right? why didn't you know this before? Or like, why didn't your source ever bring this up before? Right. And I think that's fair. Maybe some of you.
Now, who said that last week, chat? Who said that last week? That was yours truly right here. I was saying that last week. I was saying if Kathleen Kennedy were the victim, if Kathleen Kennedy were the scapegoat for Bob Iger, and your source knew this all the way back when The Rise of Skywalker came out, why are you just now reporting on this?
People ask me, right? Why didn't you know this before? Or like, why didn't your source ever bring this up before?
Wait till you hear what he
right?
said.
And I think that's fair. Maybe some of you in chat could let me know if that's sort of a question you had or something you were sort of feeling with the whole situation. I think that's totally fair. You know, the truth is, I was told this many fucking times over the last many years.
Oh, wait a minute.
But it was never presented to me in such a way as to allow me to really sit with what it was overall. Now, maybe some of that.
So you're telling us now that you did receive reports over this, but clearly you didn't believe them because you were bitching about Kennedy for years. You called her a bitch just 4 weeks ago. And what the hunt for Ben Solo being denied, that is what put things over the edge. A common sense decision made by the higher ups, made by Iger, a needle in a haystack, common sense decision made by Bob Iger to say, yeah, the character's dead, we're not going to bring him back. That is what finally pushed you over the edge to accept that this source was true now? Now you believe this shit? Exactly. He is just pulling shit out of his ass. He's pulling shit out of his fucking ass. What is this source? Who is this source? Cite the source. This is his entire grift. It's just rumors, 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 rumors. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. It's true.
Because it all hadn't happened yet, right? I mean, think about it. We're talking about since really 2014. You're talking about.
I don't believe anything. Everything this guy says, I am skeptical of.
10 years, basically 8 years of hard news covering all of this stuff. And I was front row for the whole thing. I started the channel right around the time that the acquisition was happening for us.
I just don't get it. If it was in the back of your mind that this might not be Kathleen, so then you were just joining the grift then, right, Josh? You were just joining the Kathleen Kennedy hate train when you supposedly had information that Kathleen Kennedy was just a scapegoat. Bob Iger was forcing Kathleen Kennedy to do all this shit. Bob Iger was forcing Kathleen Kennedy to shove Ray down the fans' throats. I'm sure that's what he was doing.
I don't know. I had been told various things throughout the years about this situation, and I had sort of looked past it. I couldn't really believe it, and it was just never presented to me in a way that was like very clear. I was like, oh shit, like this is actually what happened.
Again, the hunt for Ben Solo being rejected apparently is what caused the flip-flop, finally. After years and years and years and years of hearing this, the hunt for Ben Solo. Because Ben Solo is just a fucking goated character in Star Wars, right, Josh? I thought Josh hated the sequel trilogy. I thought Josh, well, he didn't at first. I've seen the clips. I've seen the old videos. I've seen the Why Ray is Not a Mary Sue video that Josh did. We might have to take a look at that in a future stream. I've seen the Ray is Not a Mary Sue video that Josh did. Maybe Josh is a fan of the sequels. I don't know. He claims he's not. Again, that's just another flip-flop. That's just another flip-flop, chat. My bad. My bad. I forgot. This is Den of Flip-Flops.
So that's that. I will also say this. I had a tweet the other day where I said, hey, anybody know some shit? Anybody want to talk some shit on Bob Iger? You know, DM's open. Guys.
I responded and Joshy ignored me.
you would be
Close your eyes, Josh. Pretend Mr. Grizzy is not real. Hashtag Grizzy is real.
shocked at how many people hit me up with various stories. By the way, also shocking to me that some very, very high profile people watch this stream because I'm so fucking bad at this. I don't understand that at all. But thank you.
High profile people, because your fucking rumor was so fucking ridiculous. It was such an insane flip-flop that people like had to talk about it. Seriously, a guy was trashing Kathleen Kennedy for years. Now she's the victim. She's not at fault. Yeah, people are going to talk about it, you clown.
I guess sometimes I do better than others, so maybe it's more watchable sometimes. But
anyway, let's see here. We're going to jump ahead a little bit. I think Joshy might have to be in here. Might have to be in for the vote, you guys.
Authority from multiple people that Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm wanted all eras of Star Wars represented in the parks. They wanted all of Star Wars to be...
Okay, so now he's talking about the park. You know how the parks, they have all the sequel trilogy shit in the parks? Now he's claiming that Kathleen Kennedy wanted all eras, prequels, OT, and sequels represented in the parks now. Now he's claiming this. Now this is the new rumor.
Eras of Star Wars represented in the parks. They wanted all of Star Wars to be celebrated, and we're drawing up plans that maybe I've even seen for...
Have you seen them or haven't you, Josh?
A more fan-forward Star Wars park situation.
I don't know about you guys, but I trust OG Star Wars more than I trust Josh Den of Shills. OG Star Wars has a proven track record of being correct, and Josh has a proven track record of completely flip-flopping.
And it's just one more, really. But damn. Yeah.
Great content, Josh.
That's not true. Okay, Dave does that. I will believe.
So people in the chat, people in his own chat calling him out, getting a little heated by it.
That's not true. Okay, Dave does that. I will believe. I'm going to just choose to believe, not my vetted sources. Not my vetted sources, not the very high profile people.
So everything we just heard, that's not the Omega source. That's not the Alpha source. This is just other sources that are telling him this. But, you know, he's going to come out and talk about it.
That hit me up and put their career on the line just so that I would
Josh, they're not really putting their career on the line if you're not naming them. If it's an anonymous source, how are they putting their career on the line? They're putting their career on the line when they put their name on something. Clearly, Josh, all these people do not want to put their names on it when they tell you this shit, because you never name your sources. So clearly, that is reason to be skeptical.
You know what I mean? To trust me, I'm going to trust, what's this guy's name? Dave something or other? I'm going to trust Dave something or other in the chat. 100%.
I mean, you might as well, Josh. I mean, I think Dave something or other in the chat has just about as much credibility as your fake sources do, personally. I would trust Dave something or other in your chat over over the Omega source, personally.
Hey, look, this isn't popular, but this is what it is. Have actually endured the content to some people. There's some people out there that really appreciate the fact that I will die on this fence.
Hashtag fence rider. Josh patting himself on the back for being a Disney Star Wars fence rider, of course.
And that I'm always willing to reinvestigate how I feel and change how I feel about things when new information comes in. And I just try
that's a really like PC way of saying, yeah, I flip-flop. I flip-flop whenever I want to think or believe a certain way. Whenever the fandom wants more sequel content. I want more sequel content. Whenever the fans hate sequel content, whenever they hate Rey. Remember, he just a month ago as well was whining about Rey being in Star Wars Starfighter because Disney Star Wars needs to distance themselves from the sequels. Now he wants the Hunt for Kylo or the Hunt for Ben Solo movie to happen, which would also be a sequel to the story of a continuation of the sequel trilogy. Ridiculous.
Fair and accurate. I think I'm also a total fucking goofball, which maybe undermines the.
Anyway, how much more do we have of this guy?
Years ago.
Oh, here we go. He's got to use George Lucas. He's got to use clips of George Lucas as well. This is disrespectful as hell, in my opinion. He's got to use clips of George Lucas to try and prove what he's saying now is correct.
Big interview that was put out 12 years ago. 12 years. 12 years. This was right around the time of the announcement of George's retirement, of Kathleen stepping into the role, taking over the company, and the Disney acquisition. And there's a 3-part interview. They're not long. I think it's like about 10, 15 minutes of video overall. There's a 3-part interview with George and Kathy talking about this. And I swear to God, man, I watched this yesterday with the new context of everything. Okay?
Oh.
And I'm not even kidding. I got emotional.
Joshy got emotional. I wonder why. Why'd you get emotional, Josh?
Okay. Because, look, it's all silly games. It's all fun. We're on the internet. We're not supposed to gaff, right? You're not really supposed to give a fuck on the internet. But I watched these interviews with the new context in mind, and I got emotional because I think George loved this lady. I think this lady loved George.
Bullshit.
And I think when you watch the interview and you really think about everything that happened since then, again, this was 12 years ago, it is just one of those things that you see in a completely new light.
Kathleen Kennedy lied to George. She told George everything she thought he wanted to hear. She told him everything that he wanted to hear so that she could advance her career and she could be president and that the sale could go through. Remember, Kathleen Kennedy attacked the Star Wars fans a year ago. George Lucas Star Wars fans. Remember, she said about how male Star Wars fans hate female leads in Star Wars, right? And she criticized the fan base for, not be for, Reva and what's her name? Rose Tico and Leslie Headland and the Acolyte. She laid into the fans for not supporting those characters just a year ago. She said things critical of George Lucas, real Star Wars fans. And again, I think this is 100% bullshit. Kathleen Kennedy lied to George, told him whatever she thought he wanted to hear.
And for my part, I was like, damn. Not that I care or give a fuck because it's the internet and I'm cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would, maybe when nobody's around, consider watching these interviews again. And just think about everything that's happened. Think about how the internet can spin things into clickbait gold.
Yes, because obviously Joshy boy here doesn't do that. Obviously, he doesn't do that. Right, chat? Last one.
And man, I got really mean towards Kathleen Kennedy a lot recently, and that will certainly change. I don't know that the entire conversation.
Oh, that's going to change.
Won't change. I don't know that Star Wars will be saved. I don't know that anything actually changes. That's the other part that kind of sucks. Is that I don't know that it even matters. Almost feels like the damage is done. But for my part,
Josh will be there. Josh will be there to shill for Disney Star. He will be there to push Dave Filoni's Ahsoka season 2, and he'll be there for the Mandalorian and Grogu. He'll be there to tell us all to give it a chance. Give the Mandalorian and Grogu a chance. Give Ahsoka season 2 a chance, even though it sucked. Season 1 sucked. He'll be there for Starfighter. Even if Rey is confirmed to be in Starfighter, Joshy will be there. Joshy will be telling us all to give Rey another chance. He'll flip-flop on Rey again. Again, there's a video on his channel talking about how Rey is not a Mary Sue. In fact, let's look. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find that video for you guys. I want to see, just so, because, you know, I don't want to be like these shills and come on here and say something without proving that it's true. Let me see if I can find it. If OG Star Wars is in the chat and you have the link, or any of the mods can find it and have the link, please post the link in the chat. I literally typed Den of Shills in the search engine. Den of Nerds, Rey, Mary Sue. Let me see if I can find it. Here, oh, I found it. I found it right away, chat. Here it is. Here it is. Hang on, let me move some stuff around. Here it is, chat. Look, Rey Mary Sue, proof that she is not a Mary Sue, with evidence from The Last Jedi, Den of Nerds. Here it is, right here. Why Rey is not a, God damn it. Why Rey is not a Mary Sue.
One of the biggest complaints about the current saga films for Star Wars all has to do with the Rey character. This came from The Force Awakens, where a lot of people said that Rey appeared to be a Mary Sue type character. Well, after watching The Last Jedi, I've actually come to believe that Rey is not a Mary Sue, and there is evidence hidden within episode.
Now, again, Chad, I played the clip earlier. He called Kathleen Kennedy a bitch for possibly inserting Rey into the Starfighter movie.
Episode 8 that showcases that. In this video, I want to break all of that down, talk about some of the ancillary canon materials that showcase the struggles that Rey has had, but also explain why some people still believe that she is a Mary Sue character. Let's talk about it.
There you have it. There's Josh, Den of Nerds, who hates Rey from nowhere, right? We've heard it throughout the weeks, him talking about his hatred and disdain for Rey. Here he is, after The Last Jedi, claiming that Rey is not a Mary Sue character. Den of flip-flops. Den of flip-flops, indeed. What do you think, chat? Do you think Joshy I think Josh deserves to be in over a guy who loves fake Star Wars. What do you guys think? 1 in the chat if you want a guy who loves fake Star Wars. 2 if you want Joshy from Den of Shills. Because remember, this is going to be a 1v1 tonight for Top Shill of the Week. Had Red Jaguar 20 for $2. Joshy's source is his ass. Indeed. Can't disagree with that. Cynical Beaver for $5. I want to see Qui-Gon's face after learning people like Maul and Reva survive lightsaber blows. I think it's the face when he's actually impaled with a lightsaber by Maul. I think that's the face. Everyone is saying Josh. I will give it to Josh 100%. All right, so Josh is in. Den of Nerds is in. All right, you guys. Now, the last video of the night, we're going to step away from Star Wars a little bit. Soy Gendaroo, Soy Boy Coy, and the hair transplant. Now, this is, remember, the competition is... Oh, oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, chat. Wow. He's got some balls. He's got some balls coming on here and doing this. I'll give him that. Soy Boy Coy got himself a nice little hair transplant. So let's see what he has to say.
Internet, hello, you lovelies. This page is usually all pop culture, but today
I blame all of you. I blame all of you in the chat for bullying this man, all the hate keepers, bullying this man and forcing him to go and get a hair transplant because he's self-conscious about his hairline.
it is all follicle. I thought it'd be fun to mix it up a little bit. And
I honestly don't know what's worse, the hair or the goatee in the stash. I honestly don't know what's worse.
I got a hair transplant a week ago, and I haven't been.
It looks horrible.
Or hiding it because I want to embrace the fact that I was super self-conscious about it before I got it. Now I'm really excited to celebrate it after the fact. So
yeah, I mean, it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea to do the hair transplant and then just come on and not talk about it because that's like your only option. Because if the internet finds out, they're going to troll the shit out of you. So Soy Coy embracing his insecurities, embracing the midlife crisis. Yes.
In addition to all of the comments and
I don't know, man. I think the goatee is worse than the hair, to be perfectly honest with you.
Experience I've had on social media, I thought it'd be fun to go on long form, the format I like most. This format, YouTube in a long form, and have a conversation. I just had my first long form shower, i.e. getting a shower with like light pressure, but not like a little cup. I had to do a little cup shower for about a week. So I just had my first shower. Thought this would be a good opportunity to celebrate that with you, absolute lovelies, and answer any questions.
Aren't there now? I don't know a whole lot about hair transplant, but like, chat, can't your body like reject the transplant? I've seen some like hair transplant horror stories. Took a shower. Was he in Voss's shower? Chat, was Soy Boy Coy in Voss's shower? The only time he ever leaves Voss's closet to go in Voss's shower, maybe. But I've heard like horror stories about hair transplants and like how your body can reject them. That'd be a real shame if it happened to Soy Boy Coy here.
You guys might have talk about the journey I just went on, how this all came together, what I've learned, and all of that here. This
guy's acting like he just became like a born again Christian or something, or got religion. And he got a fucking hair transplant. He's trying to make it sound like that. What in the hell are we watching?
The first of maybe more videos like this. I know.
Is this going to be a series? Is this going to be a hair transplant series on the channel? Not the best idea. What do you guys in the chat think?
Month video, then probably a 3-month as far as just the hair stuff. But I want to also maybe do some fitness stuff in this page. The more I think about why I like the democratization of entertainment.
I guess leeching subscribers off of the Real Rejects for his main channel isn't going very well for Soy Boy Coy.
Is that creators get to create, right? They get to make what they want. And I love music. I love movies. I love comics. I love all this stuff.
God. I think I ponder sometimes, like, if I were affiliated with a channel with over 1 million subscribers, like how better off my channel would be. I feel more accomplished, chat, doing what we did here, building the audience on my own. Obviously, we've had shout outs and stuff in the past, as you all know, but for the most part, I've built the channel myself, and I'm very proud of that. And, then you have guys like Soy Coy here who literally work for Warner Brothers and are connected with a channel with over 1 million subscribers, and they can just leech and get channel growth and not have to do half of the work that someone like myself does and like others in the GKA do.
Situation where I was the retreat was happening.
What
and
the
that's
fuck?
Pretty much what I've gotten. You can see these little dark scabs. that's where I've focused, right? So that is what we now have getting fuller. Also, the top was thinner than I liked. So we also
Aw.
got some great, graphs down the center here and some throughout here. A total of 2,381. We'll get to that here in a minute. Now, I noticed this, like I said, about 3 years ago. I think I first noticed ish. And then about 2 years ago.
Now, look, my hairline isn't the greatest either. I'm not going to come on here and say that I have the best hairline myself, but I would never go this route. I'm just happy that I still have hair on the top into my 30s. I'll take it,
I was like, I need to do something about it. So I started looking at, what transplants were, what medical options there were. I never personally really considered a hair system because the functionality seemed very tricky for me personally with how much fitness I like to do with on-camera stuff. So the only other option was, let nature.
Now, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they cut the hair like off of like the back of your head? They cut your own hair out and then they plug it into your, or do they use fake hair? I don't even know. I don't even know. We got some people in the chat commenting on this. Saint CP, $5 towards the Mr. Grizzy hair transplant. No, that's not going to happen. Soy Coy is looking forward towards a meeting to Chris Hansen soon with a new look like his hairstyle. Oh my God, you guys are terrible. I see why. I see why now he's getting the transplant, because we got hate keepers and trolls like Saint CP going over there and trolling him with shit like this. Asriel Gamer for 5. You should watch Charlie Hopkinson. He does Star Wars videos as Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, and Anakin reacting to the movie. I think I've seen those. Asriel Gamer, and those are pretty funny if those are what I'm thinking about. Thank you for that.
Take its course and eventually be bald, which is fine. I have nothing against being bald or bald people. I just didn't want to be bald yet. And so I was trying to figure out what my options were. So
well, I wonder so is he gonna like naturally go bald, but then like have the hair from the transplant like up in here still be there, and he's gonna have some like, look like a divot from a golf swing, like a divot on a golf course on his head or something? Like, I don't know.
I came across a lot of hair transplants, and it's getting more and more common, but I was still very self-conscious. I was still very reticent to talk about it. I was still apprehensive to even.
When I say that these shills live up to their nicknames, they really do, don't they? Fucking Soy Gendaroo.
And, ask friends. So I did this all in quiet. And then I really started thinking about it about 6 months ago and started pricing it. And then an insane series of events happened where everything really came into play. Now, I'm getting...
So I guess being a shill pays off, doesn't it, chat? Being a shill pays off. You can get yourself a nice hair transplant with the money he makes from doing with the Disney shill and the James Gunn shill. Remember, Soy Coy, big James Gunn shill, interviewed James Gunn when Superman came out. I guess shilling pays off for some of these shills, man.
Married in 8 months from about now. I just had a birthday, and I've been looking into this for quite some time, and my family lives just outside of Atlanta. All of that lined up into one incredible opportunity. After years of research and deciding hair transplant was the thing I wanted to do. And in my case, it was mainly, filling in the corners and then filling in here. The back little crown area is not as bad as some, but we'll get to that here in a minute. This was my main concern.
These people are fucking weirdos, man. Good Lord. This goes on for, this was a live stream, by the way. This was a 40-minute live stream. Just talking to people about his hair transplant. What have the shills become? This is where the show goes when there's very little news to talk about.
And filling in some of this. So after a lot of self-consciousness, and the big reason for that is this is where the light shines, right? Like you got lights, and I do a lot of work at a show on HBO.
Oh, did he blind somebody? Did he blind James Gunn? Was James Gunn like sitting across from him at his HBO panel? And James Gunn said, "You better cover that up, or I'm going to ban you from the show."
I got real rejects, and I got all these things, bright lights, and then on red carpets, if I lean forward, that little spot that was driving me crazy would be the thing I'd see because it'd be right in front of camera. So it was driving me absolutely crazy.
Wow.
So it had just gotten to the point where it was frustrating me when
this poor man.
I heard through the internet grapevine John Cena, while promoting Peacemaker, talk about getting a hair transplant. And this dude is someone who I really admire his work ethic. I really admire his health consciousness. I really admire
John Cena, who is a part of James Gunn's DCU, who Soy Coy receives a paycheck from. So obviously, nothing but praise for John Cena here. Obviously, part of the job.
The dude is the #1 most Make-A-Wishes of all time. I really admire the fact that I've never heard a bad thing about the guy. But I mostly admire the fact that he is so open about how to
that'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Like in Saw 10 or the latest Saw movie where Tobin Bell, Jigsaw, like gets a fake surgery done, like that happened to Soy Coy here.
As a person, how he wants to be a better person.
Yeah, Cena's nearly 50, so it kind of makes more sense for him.
So whether it's learning or speaking his mind on politics or beliefs or anything, he always seems like he's got an ear open while talking, and he's always trying to grow and be a better person. So when I heard he got a hair transplant, it really, really like resonated with me. I don't know why I've been self-conscious about it. I don't know why, since people get things to make themselves feel and look better, why is this the thing that people don't talk about? Especially men. Men don't talk about the fact that they want to look better. I get crap sometimes for talking about like fitness, and that's why I think I want to start doing it on the page, because I want to look good and I want to train. I want to earn that. So with John Cena coming out and talking about it, I had this crazy.
Why does this guy care so much? Like, I don't care. I get insulted in the comment section by shills and Disney shills, Disney supporters, James Gunn supporters all the time. I don't give a fuck what these people think. Got the Jedi Riftster became a member, a Knight of the Kingsguard. Thank you, the Jedi Riftster, for becoming a member. And we just had DK for $2. Use Soy Boy Coy to save 20% on the next hair transplant.
Moment where I ran into him very, very briefly at San Diego Comic-Con. His hair looked great. And I was like, this is awesome. I'm seeing firsthand someone that just started talking about it. Hairs, there's less, loss. There's less, lots of things. And the sooner you get after anything, the more confident you can feel. Lots of reasons you want to get after stuff quickly and address it quickly. But I was planning on saving up for a number of years and trying to figure out the move. Now, this is where it gets truly crazy.
Okay.
In August, so I ran into John Cena, heard about the Anderson Center for Hair and Ken Anderson, the surgeon, in July at Comic-Con. I went on their website in August, and they announced that they were going to be doing a...
God, what a weird idea for a stream. All right, let's skip ahead a little bit. I'm not going to do too much more of this.
Shows. So I want to credit you guys, and that's what I kind of wanted to pay back. Like, I want to make this page a little more personal because you guys personally got me in an incredible place. So this is me trying to do that with this YouTube page, and so that's kind of the idea of this first video, and then maybe fitness videos depending on your feedback. But first,
okay, we're gonna be getting Soy Coy fitness videos. I don't know if we're gonna be able to watch those, you guys.
We've done.
That might be good for Monday Night Toxicity, though. What do you think? That might be good for Monday Night Toxicity on Mr. Grizzly 2.0.
3-act video, pre-production, production, post-production. So we're going to take a break between each section, and I'm going to check on the comments. So that was all the things that led to it. We'll talk about the procedure next. All right, so we've got people not knowing if this was a headline joke or real. Very real, happening at you.
What the fuck? Dude, what is that? What's that? What are those thick black dots up there? It doesn't look like they did a whole lot. It looks. I hope it's going to look better than this, because I'm not going to lie. It looks a lot worse than it was when we've covered Soy Boy Coy previously.
you can kind of see, the color difference right there, right? So these are the graphs, and this is my shaved head. And what's amazing is, and we'll talk about this during the procedure, but they're such an incredible place, the Anderson Center for Hair, that they were able to move my hair, do transplants around it, move it back. I didn't have to shave my whole head, which is going to really help my work. So really incredible team. We're going to talk more about that here in a second. I did not go to Turkey. Calm down, Rich. I make this page personal, but now it's time. I got diagnosed with.
I think nobody is gonna watch any of these videos. I think the only thing they give a shit about with regards to Soy Boy Coy is the fake reaction videos and the interviews.
Vertigo a few months back, and then I had hair transplants and not talked about it. So I love that he is making it something he is advocating for.
Okay, I think I'm gonna call it there on. So I think Soy Coy does deserve to be nominated for the hair transplant. It's gonna be Soy Coy versus Den of Nerds. So Soy Coy for that. And Den versus Den of Nerds. I'm going to get the poll ready for you guys. Who is top shill of the week? And Soy Coy would count as a victory for the Real Rejects as well, because he is a big member, might be MVP of the Real Rejects, which would put the Real Rejects another victory toward, they are getting close towards winning top shill of the year, because there's a lack of weeks left for John Roca to surpass them. Who is top shill of the week? Den of Nerds. Oh shit, I put Dam of Nerds. Den of Nerds. Or Soy Boy Coy of the Real Rejects. All right, Den of Nerds for doubling down on his support, his flip-flopping of Kathleen Kennedy, flip-flopping on Ray and everything, and for getting owned. He stood out by getting owned by Geeks and Gamers. Here, let me play that again for you guys. I'll play that again for the Soy Boy Coy for the hair transplant,
in my opinion,
and Den of Nerds for trying to coddle up to Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers, who was having none of it.
Kathleen Kennedy situation. We'll just have like a conversation about this, right? I guess it's all starting to kind of get out there a bit. I saw Geeks and Gamers covered it. I saw Jeremy talking about it a little bit, which, by the way, open invitation to Jeremy if he wants to hit me up. I tweeted at him, or I replied under his post, and I said, I think we should talk about this on live stream. It's totally up to Jeremy if he doesn't want to do it or whatever.
So this is the type of stuff I'm talking about.
Well, it's nothing to do with
If you didn't want to
them.
talk to me before I responded to what, in my opinion, is a nonsensical story, then I don't want to talk.
Called Josh's rumors nonsense as well.
To you now that I've called it out. Like, I only care to talk to people that are interested in talking to me for genuine reasons, not for let's get some clout out of this.
Poor Joshy. All right, you guys, we're going to let it go. Let me get the timer ready here. All right, 3, 2, 1. Who is top show of the week? Den of Nerds or Soy Boy Coy? Soy Boy Coy for the hair transplant. Den of Nerds for flip-flopping, pushing the Kathleen Kennedy narrative, pushing his fake news, and all that shit. And that is the competition tonight. And we had Saint CP with another one, another $5. Thank you, Saint CP. Off-topic question. What do you think of the Zach Krager Resident Evil 2026 film? It is not looking good with the development. New stories coming out. I completely forgot about this movie. I'm more excited for Resident Evil Requiem to play that. God, that's coming out in about 3 months, you guys. Resident Evil Requiem is coming out in about 3 months. I'm definitely going to be playing that. It looks interesting. I love the Resident Evil game. I think they just need to stop doing Resident Evil, trying to adapt Resident Evil. I mean, we had the Mila Jovovich movies, which were they're guilty pleasure movies of mine. I think they're funny, but they are terrible movies. We had the Welcome to Raccoon City movie, which was god awful. I actually did not enjoy that one at all, even as a guilty pleasure. And then we had that Netflix series, which was terrible. They race swapped Wesker, and he looked like fucking Blade. I thought that I just stopped doing it. Do the games. Oh, and do a remake of Dino Crisis as well, Capcom. I would really appreciate a remake of Dino Crisis. All right, I'm going to let it go 30 more. It's a landslide. It's a landslide at the moment. I could just call, but I'm going to let it go for 25 more seconds. I'm going to let it go for 25 more, or about 15 more seconds now. Red Jaguar for 5. Would you rather watch Paragon Shepard or Renegade Shepard in a Mass Effect TV show? That's an interesting question. I'd like a bit of both. I'd like a bit of both, honestly. I think I'd like a morally like an in the middle character, depending on the situation, has to make a difficult decision, go renegade, but like a heart of gold renegade. I'd like a renegade, but like with his heart in the right place, kind of Shepard personally. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I literally almost hit the end stream button accidentally. Okay, ending the poll, and it was a landslide. Den of Nerds. Joshy Boy is top shill of the week with 81% of the vote. Let me pull out the list of shills here. Here it is. All right, that is Joshy Boy's third victory. Josh might make a run for top shill of the year. He doesn't have a chance to win this year, but next year, you guys, he might have a chance to win it next year. Might have a chance to, he does have a chance to win it in Darth Melvin's channel this year. Shill of the year in Darth Melvin's channel. Josh is a lying grifter, only reports stuff after the fact and claims to have known all along. That's exactly what we watched tonight, you guys. Exactly with regards to Josh, what we watched tonight. Anyway, that's it for the ripping on the shills tonight. That's all I got for ripping on the shills tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. We might hang out a little bit with the chat for maybe 10 or 15 minutes or so. So if you guys want to stick around, that's fine. If you guys want to bounce, that's fine too. Thanks for tuning in. So what else is going on? Did anyone watch? Yes, hashtag Mr. Grizzy is real. Maybe we'll get, I think the dream scenario would be to get myself perhaps and Darth Melvin versus Joshy and Theory on Nerd Theory. What's the line from Albert Wesker in Resident Evil 5? Like, I think the odds are fair. 2 against 2, right? I don't like Resident Evil 5, but Wesker was badass in that game. That would be must see in my opinion. I think it should be a 2v2 between Darth Melvin and I talking to Theory and Josh. I think that would be must see. A must see stream in my opinion. Wow, holy shit. Saint CP, man, for $10 dropped another yellow. Thank you, Saint CP. For that, man. You've been killing it tonight. Welcome back as well, by the way. There's Josh Shill of the week. Welcome back, by the way. We have missed you. With another yellow. I think that's his third one.
Yellow?
We're back, baby.
Oh,
We're back.
Saint CP for 10. Kreger admitted that he's going to get hate from the... He already admitted that? Wow, that's not looking good. From the film not completely following the canon and being a story that is not related to the games as well, and he doesn't care about them, a fake fan. Well, I don't have any desire to watch it then, to be honest with you. I don't have any desire to watch it then. But I am looking forward to Resident Evil Requiem. I'm actually, fun fact, I've actually been replaying the OG the OG Resident Evil 2. They have those up for sale in the PlayStation Store. the original Resident Evil 2 and the original Resident Evil 3 and the original Dino Crisis. I just started the original Dino Crisis actually this afternoon. And Capcom, please remake Dino Crisis. I would like, you could just use the Resident Evil engine, remake Dino Crisis. That would be amazing if that were to ever happen. I would absolutely love that if they were to do that. But the original Dino Crisis, the original Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, the remake of Resident Evil 3 I thought was terrible, but the OG RE3 I really liked. I can't wait to, that'll be the first time in like over a decade, like 15, 20 years that I played those games. I got Red Jaguar for 5. I'd want Shepard to start out as Paragon to a fault, and then learning from Garrus and Cerberus that you sometimes have to make tough decisions. You know, I know it's Amazon, right? Doesn't have the best track record, but I am looking forward to the Mass Effect series. I hope to God, you know, I'm going to be covering it. I've played through the Mass Effect trilogy. Andromeda can go fuck itself. I've played through the Mass Effect trilogy 3 times. I'm probably about where, maybe not quite, but just about where like OG Star Wars and Star Wars Marvel purists are with their knowledge of the EU. I'm about there with Mass Effect. And I would love a Mass Effect, the Amazon Mass Effect series to be a thumbs up show. And I do hope that they adapt the games. You can't do a Mass Effect series without the Reapers. You can't do it. And if they try to do it without the Reapers, I just don't think it'll work. You know, the rumor I heard on that was that there's going to be 2 Shepards. There's going to be a male and a female Shepard. That was the latest rumor I've heard. But again, I'm not going to be Den of Shills on here and try to push rumors or anything. So we'll see. SWA for 10. Thank you, SWA. Another yellow. Thank you, guys.
Ooh, it's yellow.
I don't know who Mr. Grizzy is, but I'm going to call him out. Den of Snorts, hashtag Grizzy is real. Yeah, apparently on that, I believe it was the same as the Melvin stream, or the one Melvin was supposed to come on. He was just like, I forget what he said. He said, what did he say? I don't even remember what he said. But then like people were like replying to that, and was like, he basically, oh, that's right. He said that they were making things up. That's right. He said that my name sounded made up, but then people were just like, you were talking shit on him in the Discord. Joshy knows. Joshy knows. It's pretty, if you like the OG Resident Evil, you'll like the original. It's weird. Dino Crisis 1 is very much like Resident Evil, the OG Resident Evil games. But Dino Crisis 2 is like a run and gun action game. I liked Dino Crisis 2 as well, but I absolutely love the OG one. I absolutely loved that one. So yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to all of that. Saint CP for 5. You know that the Mass Effect show is written by the same people from the is it really? I think I did hear that, Saint CP. Thanks for the 5. It's written by the same people as the, I mean, as long as they don't kill people off and bring them back to life, you know, going the Fast and the Furious and now the Disney Star Wars route, I'll give it a chance. I will give it a chance. They haven't done anything to ruin it for me before it came out. I'll give it a chance. And if they fuck it up, I'm going to be pissed, bro. I'm going to absolutely be pissed. Darth Angel, when's the Shill Awards? The Shill Awards. So we're going to do January 1st is on a Thursday. So we're going to do the final Shill watch-alongs episode of the year on New Year's Eve. And then we're going to do the Shill Awards the following day on New Year's Day. That's how we're going to do it. Oh, God. Yeah, I'd rather that not be. Yeah, I had to get used to them. The fixed camera angle, I had to get used to them. No, I never have. I'm not much of a gamer anymore, but I kind of just play the stuff that I grew up with anymore mostly. And so yeah, like I'll be playing Resident Evil Requiem. Besides that, I don't know if I'll be playing anything this year. Besides that. Can't wait for it though. What else? Anybody watching It Welcome to Derry? I watched the first episode of that and wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. I thought it was a decent episode kicking off. Anybody else watch it? I think the second episode will be dropping tomorrow, actually. Good to know. Yeah, there's nothing really else I'm all that interested in, but It Welcome to Derry wasn't really a bad show. We'll see. I heard people saying that it's like it goes like I don't know that it might. I've heard some rumors that they're going woke with it, but the first episode wasn't. I didn't really get any of that in the first episode, so hopefully it stays there. I didn't watch Alien Earth. I heard some plot leaks that it sounded horrible. Really? Uh-oh. I don't know. The first episode I thought was pretty good, but you know. I've seen shit fall off. I'm on Dexter season 2 and I'm not a fan of Lila. Fucking Lila. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of Lila either. Yeah, I never really got into. I like the old Alien movies, and I kind of quit watching with the newer Alien movie. I kind of quit watching after Prometheus. But let's see what else we got here, chat. Anything else I wanted to let you guys know about? Sunday's members stream. I liked season 5. Season 6 was kind of a big step down. Season 7 kind of came back up a little bit, and then season 8 was bad. New Blood, I didn't really like New Blood, but Resurrection, the most recent season, I really liked Resurrection. But Sunday, the members only stream on Sunday. We're going to go through once again. We're going to go through the angry comments for Superman, for James Gunn Shills Defend Superman. James Gunn Superman. That should be fun. So if you guys want to rip on any of them, maybe make it onto the stream on Sunday. Go at it a little with some of those people. There is one of the shills from the video. I don't know if you guys saw, but a white guy for Harris, that Colton guy, the guy who said that the clickbait grifters were retards, but he didn't want to use the word retards, said that the clickbait grifters have mental illnesses. That guy was in the comments crying at me and replying to people's comments and shit. He also went on Darth Melvin's stream last Tuesday and was like trying to troll in there as well. So he's having a little bit of a meltdown, that Colton guy. And so check that out. I believe the comment is still there. I'll have it for you on Sunday. But yes, one of the shills, one of the James Gunn shills from James Gunn Shills Defends Superman, was crying in the comment section, and then went on Darth Melvin's stream on Tuesday and was crying in there and trying to troll in there. So some funny shit going on in the comment section of that video. So sure, you know, go in there, go fuck with them a little bit, and we'll be talking about that on Sunday on the members only stream. Expect a video either probably not tomorrow. It's about halfway done at the moment, but got a video in the works. So shouldn't be up later than Sunday. Look out, Eric Voss. We're going to be venturing into Voss's closet yet again. Got a video I'm working on Eric Voss. That's the next video. And then might have to do another Shills Defend. What do you guys think? Might do a Shills Defend or a Chris Stuckman supporters defend his Shelby Oaks movie, because there's a lot of people defending that. And like I said earlier, I want to do more of the Shills Defend videos for you guys, because those are my favorite videos to do on the channel, as I've said. Anyway, you guys, thanks. That's all I got. If you guys, yes, it's Halloween in an hour for me. Happy Halloween, everyone. Get yourself some candy, go to some parties, have some fun over the weekend. I'm going to be working all weekend, but I'm going to try to get that video out for you guys no later than Sunday. So I'll see you guys in the comment section. Members, I'll see you on Sunday as well. We will do the members stream this Sunday. So look forward to seeing as many of you there as possible. Should be a good one. And everyone else, I will see you guys next week for Shill Watch-Alongs episode 88. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. Peace. See you whenever I see you. Have a good night. Happy Halloween.